Howdy fighters, it's Thursday! So, this week's topic is supposed to be books, so I came up with 3 categories: books I like, books I didn't like, and books I haven't quite gotten to yet. I guess we'll start it off on a good note, which would be books that I like. Okay, so my first book is Guardians of Ga'Hoole. This is actually the first book. This was pretty much my childhood series. I'm actually really excited that they're coming out with the movie. Anyway, it's pretty interesting, especially for, younger readers. My next book is also one of my childhood books. It's The Vampire Plagues of 1850. This is the first one. I actually never read the last one. Yes, that's one of the books that I should put on my to-be-read list. I don't know, but they're pretty good. I actually can't really remember too much of the storyline, but I know that it follows 3 kids. That's about it. My next book is Speak by Laurie Hall Sanderson. She's actually one of my favorite authors, and this is among one of my most favorite books. I actually had to read this for my summer reading into my freshman year of high school, and when I first got it, I recall not being all that excited to read it, and after I started, it became one of my favorite books. So, next is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. But once I had finished and looked back on what it was about, it was a really interesting concept. The idea of not being able to read kind of strikes a nerd close to the heart. That's a pretty scary world. One of my other favorite books is The Great Gatsby. I don't know how you could not like The Great Gatsby, despite it taking place in, the 1920s. I don't know, there's just so much to like about it. Okay, fighters, so as you know, I am a Twilight fan. This is not Twilight because I actually don't have my copy of Twilight anymore. It's a long story, but it's not my fault. Either way, so, this represents the series as a whole. I actually don't have the book with me. It's at my mom's house, but I would like to mention Lovely Bones. That is probably my all-time favorite book. I would show you what it looks like, but as I said, I don't have it here. So, but just to let you know that I do like it. I guess that leads us on to books that I don't like. The first would be Huck Finn. I hated this book a lot. It just seemed like the story was kind of pointless. And I know that it's supposed to be about, moral reconciliation and Huck finding himself and all such things, but, no. Next book that I don't really like, Lord of the Flies. This is actually kind of an in-between book, because I kind of do like it, but at the same time I don't. I suppose I would have liked it more if I didn't have to write a paper on it after I was done reading it. The concept was really interesting, but there were a lot of characters that I just couldn't stand throughout the book, so it made me just not like it in general, because there really wasn't a character that I could find myself relating to and or liking. The Scarlet Letter. Piece of junk. I hated this book. To the Ends of the Earth and Back. Actually, I don't even think I read the whole thing. Don't tell my English teacher, though. My least favorite book is also a book that I do not currently possess, and that would be because as soon as I finished reading it, I threw it out, and that would be Great Expectations. It was by far the most boring book that I've ever had to read, and Pip just sucked as a protagonist. He just failed at life. Now, don't hate me for saying that I haven't read Harry Potter. I tried when I was younger, and I just didn't like it. I am a big fan of the movies, though, and, the entire concept and plot of Harry Potter, but I just can't find myself actually sitting down and reading the books. I'm also a kind of person that once I watch a movie about a book, or I find out major plot events in the book, it just ruins the whole thing for me, so I just don't read it. This also may be considered a potential death sentence for me, but I've also never read a John Green book. Sorry that I haven't. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I did purchase one. That book would be Paper Towns. See my bookmark? It's my favorite one. Little Green Men. Yay. No, yeah. I'm really excited to start reading Paper Towns by John Green. I was going to read Looking for Alaska, but I pretty much know everything that happens. And the last, series that I'm looking forward to finishing, the Dawn series. This is actually the second book. It's by Michael Grant, and it's pretty interesting. It's kind of like Lord of the Flies in a more modern time period. So, I guess that about wraps it up. See you at the after party, fighters.